The channel's name is Living in Israel, and the idea is to not just share with you all of the highlights, all of the nice exciting things that happens all the time, like going to the Kotel, or going to one of the amazing beaches, or going to one of the places in the area that makes the Tanakh so alive to us. But to also share with you just everyday life, because it doesn't matter where you live, if it's in South Africa or America or in Beit Shemesh, Israel. Life is life. You have to go through the motions. You have to wake up, go to work, take the children to school, go do shopping. It's normal life. And today I just want to share the piece of road that I drive multiple times a week and a day to take my children to school and back. It is from Scheinfeld to Ramat Beit Shemesh Aleph, and to get there you drive through Ramat Beit Shemesh Bet, which is a Haredi or ultra-Orthodox area. And it's just a very inspiring piece of road to see how devoted and dedicated parts of our community live. I hope you enjoy the trip.
Come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you, tell you I need you, tell you I set you apart. Tell me your secrets and ask me your questions. Now let's go back to the start. Running in circles, coming in tails, heads on the sides apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. Oh, take me back to the start. I was just guessing at numbers and figures, pulling your puzzles apart. Questions of science, science and progress did not speak as loud as my heart. Tell me you love me, come back and haunt me. Oh, when I rush to the start, running in circles, chasing tails, coming back as we are. Nobody said it was easy. Oh, it's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be so hard. I'm going back to the start.
This week's parasha ends the reunification of Yosef with his family. And it ends basically with Yaakov introducing himself to Pharaoh. And his words is very interesting. He tells Pharaoh, my life has been very difficult. It's been exceedingly troublesome. And that kind of answers a question I've had for a long time. We know that Avram, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, that they are forefathers. They were great men. They are the reason the Jewish people exist. Hashem made a covenant with Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, and He gave us the Torah because of them. But I've always wondered, were they great because life and life's troubles actually had no effect on them? Or were they great men because they experienced life just like we do? And they suffered and they experienced troubles, but they remained faithful and true despite of it. And I think Yaakov's words to Pharaoh showed us that he didn't always just enjoy life. The troubles of life sometimes got to him as well. We read in his encounter with Lavan that he was cheated in business multiple times. And we know the story of Rachel and Leah, and how many times his wages were changed. And we know that his son, his favorite son, was kidnapped by his brothers and sold into slavery, and he thought he was dead for so many years. So it's no wonder that he said his life was troublesome. But it is amazing that through all of this, he remained faithful to Hashem and the Torah. And we see that in David HaMelech's life as well. In David HaMelech's life, he had to run for his life. He had to flee so many times. Shaul wants to kill him. At some stage, his own son wants to kill him. He lost 2 sons, 2 children that died. And he himself remained faithful as well. He loved Hashem and the Torah, and he never wavered. And last week with Chanukah, when we davened the Full Halal, we davened Psalm 116, where David HaMelech said that he suffered exceedingly, but he remained faithful. And we, without a doubt, can all say, I think everybody watching this at the moment can say that in some aspect of their life they're experiencing trouble or they're suffering. What's going on in the world at the moment, with people losing loved ones to this COVID nightmare, and people maybe losing their work, people just going through difficult times. But I hope that we all can learn from Yaakov's life and David HaMelech's life, that even though they both suffered, they never wavered in their love and their devotion to Hashem and the Torah. Every year in Simchas Torah we start over. We go back to the beginning. And there's a reason to that. I don't think it's just so that we can go through another cycle. It is to remind us every year that these great men were great because they kept the Torah and they remained faithful to Hashem who gave the Torah. Didn't matter what life threw at them. It didn't matter what they went through, they remained faithful. And that is our prayer for us all this year and this week, that we will remain faithful irrelevant of what life throws at us. There's a song that I really like from Coldplay. It's called The Scientist, and it says, nobody said it was easy, but nobody said it was going to be this hard. I'm going back to the start. And that's exactly what happened a couple of weeks or a month or so ago when we went back to the start of the Torah. It shows us that life isn't always easy. It's sometimes harder than what we'd expected. But Hashem desires from us that we will remain faithful. And like David and Melech, please God, one day will be called Men and Women After God's Heart. Have a wonderful week.